Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a beautiful, glorious Sunday and a beautiful way to start the day as this Memorial Day weekend, as we honor and are so grateful to all who have given their lives in service to our country and for the safety of our country. So we bless them and send lots of blessings to their families. And good morning. I'm Alice Nutter, a practitioner here at Center for Spiritual Living Denver, and I want to welcome you to our live broadcast. We are a loving, expansive, powerful, and prosperous community in the heart of Capitol Hill and here online. Our primary concern is always for the well-being, support, and growth of our community, and we are so grateful that you have chosen to join us this morning. We plan on being here every week on our virtual platform so that we can encourage and uplift each other and stay connected. And we will do this until we feel that it's safe for everybody to get back together, which may be a while. So we'll just keep staying here with you and holding you and knowing the truth of who you are. So I said, we will continue to meet online for the coming weeks, at least through May and June. Will be determined later this month. In the meantime, please feel free to share ideas. Send them to info@csldenver.org, and we will listen. Know, too, that we are here for you and are so grateful that you have joined us this morning. We will be having a virtual fellowship via Zoom right after service today. You will need to RSVP by emailing info@csldenver.org, and you will be sent an invitation. If you've been attending our virtual fellowship, you can also just use the Zoom link that Amy has sent you in previous weeks. And in support of Pride Month, which is in June, we will be making a donation to support this year's Pride celebration, which is scheduled to be held online. This is our biggest annual fundraiser, and we want to help to support this program and community. And in these changing times, the CSL Denver Board would like to extend a helping hand where we can. If any of our congregants are in need of help or support, we are ready to help and help where we can. So please send an email labeled confidential to info@csldenver.org and let us know how we can be of assistance, and someone will reach out to you. And additionally, the board has voted to donate $200 to a local food bank this month in the Capitol Hill community. And so now we're moving into the service, and welcome back Freddie Rodriguez Jr. Welcome, Freddie.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. God's inside our souls. God's inside our souls. God's inside our souls. Let it be known. Let it be known. God lives in our souls. God lives in our souls. 'Cause God lives in our souls. We all know. We all know. God's inside our souls. 'Cause God's inside our souls. 'Cause God's inside our souls. Let it be known. Let it be known.
Thank you, Freddie. Good morning. I'm Tim Hancock, practitioner here at Center for Spiritual Living Denver. I invite you all to close your eyes for the invocation and move into that spiritual awareness that God is everywhere. Universal Spirit is in, through, and around each and every one of us. And as we move into the service today, we have so many blessings. So many blessings. We bless this weekend being Memorial Day weekend, blessing all those who have made life most wonderful for us worldwide, who move through the consciousness of love for everyone involved. We have blessings for everybody involved with the coronavirus on any level, whether it is first responders, those who have contacted the virus, the families, anybody. We know that as we move through this particular situation, it is a challenge, but it is also learning experience. We know that all is well, and we move through it with grace and ease. And in today's service, we bless Reverend Kathy Young, Freddie and the music, and all those involved with Center for Spiritual Living Denver. We bless all those who have tuned in, as well as those who are just simply sitting in their living rooms or their yards, knowing that they are whole, perfect, and complete. I am absolutely grateful for the wonderful, wonderful gifts of God. And as we move through today and through this week, we know that we are well, for we are spiritual, divine people moving in a spiritual, divine universe. And we just simply say, and so it is. And now for today's reading. Comes from the book, This Thing Called Life by Ernest Holmes. There is a wellspring of life and perfection at the center of our being upon which we may draw. Every longing and yearning you have ever had, every secret desire of your soul, every constructive ambition you have ever had is a whispering of this life, assuring you are one with it. You are a concrete manifestation, a personification of it. You are a center where life passing through you becomes a definite, distinct, unique individualization of itself. There is no one like you in all the universe, and there never will be. If you will take the time daily to sense a presence of life within you, to believe in it, to accept it, it will not be long before the life which you have known will gradually disappear and something new will be born, a bigger, better, and more perfect you. You will pass from death into life, from lack and want into greater freedom, from fear into faith. From a sense of being alone, you will pass into a realization of oneness with everything and
Thank you, Tim. Our guest speaker this morning is Reverend Kathy Young. She'll be talking about listen to your heart. So I wrote this little song about that. Listen to your heart, oh my God, to your heart. Can you listen to the one small voice? Can you listen? Listen to your heart. Can you listen to the one small voice? Listen to your heart, to your heart, to your heart. Love is gonna guide you. God is gonna guide you. Love will always find you. Love will always find you. God will always guide you. God will always guide you. Love is on the side. Love is on the side. You can't listen to one small voice. Can't listen. Listen to your heart. Can't listen to one small voice. Listen to your heart, to your heart, to your heart. One more time. Can't listen to one small voice. Can't listen. Listen to your heart. Can't listen to the one small voice. Listen to your heart, 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 to your heart.
Oh my gosh, Freddie, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kathy.
That was so great. I loved it. I'm like rocking out over here by myself. Oh my goodness. Well, good morning. Good morning. My name is Reverend Kathy Young, and I am a CSL ordained focused minister. My work in the world is to take consciousness principles into businesses and leadership teams through a leadership lens. And in the process of that, I specialize in communications, connection, making our spiritual self real in the day-to-day practice of everything that we do. And so I'm delighted to be here today. I so appreciate it. And I'm so happy for the entire team. Tim, thank you for that beautiful reading. And Alice, for your beautiful introduction prayer. And behind the scenes, we've got Reverend Robert Brzezinski and Reverend Elzia, and they're the ones that are making it possible for us all to be together. So super grateful for all of those things. So let's dive in. The talk today is entitled The Path Made Clear. And as I was reflecting on that, I was thinking, we all want a clear path. I mean, I don't know about you, but I always kind of want to see the beginning, the middle, and the end, and actually have some insight into what the process is going to feel like too. So but the first thing in having a clear path and getting a clear path is that you have to even know what you want. We have to even know what's calling. What deeply would you love? That's an excellent question to work with when you're trying to figure out what is next for you if something new is emerging. The first thing you can start with is, what would I love? And the reason to phrase it that way is twofold. First, there's only love. We are love in form. God is love. And so love is a causative energy. But the second piece about it is that when you ask, what would I love? You bypass just your intellect. So you're not just thinking from, just here, but you're thinking from here. And so you're able to get a deeper sense and listen to what within you is wanting to emerge. So that's the first step, is to understand, where are we going? What's the vision? Where do we want to head? And even if we don't have a clear sense of the complete vision, we at least always can get a sense of direction. What's next for me? What's the next step? So then, of course, the step after that is to begin to take action. We can sit and visualize all day long, but if we don't take any action, nothing's going to happen. We are co-creators with God. We are the ones that live out the divine essence, the divine form, what we do, we are God experiencing itself through our own action and our own way of being. We're uniquely and individually specialized in terms of what kind of expression there is, but we are all one. We are all connected to the only source of life that there is. So we have to start moving. We can't just sit on our couch and wait for things to flop into our laps. Go, oh, yeah, I'm happy. We got to actually take some action. Lao Tzu said this really beautifully years ago, said a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It doesn't matter how big or how small your vision is. We need to take a step. And the way we prefer things to look is kind of like that pathway that we just saw looked. It's sunny at the end. It's clear. It's bright, and it's beautiful, and there's greenery and life all around. And it's obvious that it's just a lovely place to be. And we're part of that. That's really how we want our vision to look and unfold for us most of the time. We really want to be able to see the whole thing, but more often it's pretty unclear and foggy. It more frequently looks like this, where we're not sure exactly which way to turn. We can't see the entire path. We don't know what's on the other side of where the limit of our vision is. We just don't ever see the whole path. And this truth, this concept is visible in pretty much every religious tradition, in every faith path, in philosophy throughout the ages. In the Christian Bible, there's the quote, this is actually in the Jewish, the Hebrew Bible, and it's in the Christian Old Testament. It's there's a quote that says, "Thou art a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And what that actually means is, way back in the day, the people lived in the very rocky terrain, hilly terrain, in the middle of the desert, which was super hot. And so they traveled at night. But traveling at night with all your gear and your children and things on your head and, all this stuff they're carrying, it could be treacherous because it was hilly terrain. It's rocky terrain. And so they actually fashioned little lamps and strapped them to their ankles. And those were called foot lamps. And so what they could see every time they took a step was the next step. That's it. I mean, think about it. If there's no moon, it's pitch black. You can't see where you're going. The next step is visible. And then the next step is visible. And then the next step is visible. And how often does that feel like our life? The ancient Greeks talked about it this way. They have a teaching story where there's a man that is coming along the road, and along with a number of other pilgrims, and they're all going to Mount Olympus, and he feels confused and like he's not sure he's going the right direction. So he stops and asks a wise man on the side of the road, "How do I get to Mount Olympus? How do I get to the top where the gods are?" And he was told by the wise man, one step at a time. One step at a time. So our tendency is to want to get where we're going really quickly, isn't it? We want to get there fast. We want to get there right away. We want to be there in the moment. And the truth of the matter is, when we're uncertain, when we can't see the whole thing, when we're walking in faith, and when our life is unfolding before us, and we are part of that unfoldment, we have to take one step at a time. We have to slow down. If you think about it, when we're going too fast, we can't hear well. Think about driving your car on the freeway. You're going at top speeds. There's no traffic. You got all your windows down, and you're trying to listen to your radio or talk on the phone. It's hard to hear. You have to put the windows up. There's too much noise, too much rattling of the car, too much wind, all kinds of things going on. So we need to be able to get quieter. The same thing is true when we're tapping into our spiritual selves, when we're getting in touch with that deeper, still, small voice. We have to get quiet. We have to slow down. We have to get still. We can't go racing through fog at top speed and expect to actually be safe or even have any sense of direction of what we're doing. Our human nature is to want to do something, to take action, to move. And yet there are times where stillness and waiting and deepening and listening are our safest things. Safest things. Inspired action is what we're waiting for. Inspiration, awareness, alignment. And then every step makes a difference. Every step moves us forward that's how the path unfolds before us and becomes clear. So I just want to do a really quick exercise where we experience briefly what it means to move into the heart and versus the head. The head operates at a different speed than the heart, and so we're just going to try this. So what I'd like you to do is just stop for a minute, kind of close your eyes a little bit, get clear. Your whole job in this section is to picture the things I'm saying as quickly as you can. And you just want to see a whole picture of it, though. You don't want to just like see the word. You want to see the whole picture of the thing. Your front door, your bed, your kitchen, your child, a pet, the Eiffel Tower, the Golden Gate Bridge, a movie theater, a drive-in movie theater, a tall building, the Statue of Liberty. For most of us, now open your eyes, reset. For most of us, that's pretty easy. Our brain thinks in pictures. That's how we're wired. We're going to do it again. This time, I want you to fully feel each of the emotions that I'm mentioning. I want you to fully feel them. I don't want you just to think of the emotion. I want you to actually get a visceral sense of it. All right, here we go. Joy, peace, despair, anger, laughter, happiness, sadness, rage, joy. For most of us, that's almost impossible to keep up with that pace. And if you stop and think about it, the truth of the matter is when we have to listen to the heart, when we choose to listen to the heart, when we feel a feeling, if there's nothing stimulating it, if we are the one generating that feeling, it takes a minute. The heart moves at a slower pace than the head. So in this time, when we're faced with this much uncertainty, this much lack of clarity, this much ambiguity, all this complexity of things that we've never been a part of before, that we don't have clear answers for, we're not entirely sure the best place to be, the best ways to be, the thing that we can do is to safely trust our intuition. There's a Zen koan that says, why would you reach for your stone when the river is muddy? Why would you not wait for the water to clear and then pick up your treasure? And that's actually the safer space to be. Right now, our best bet is to learn to dial into our intuition, to listen for those nudges, for the guidance, for whatever the sensation is in the way that God speaks to you, the way that spirit and universe talks to and through you. Get clear about that. Take some time to experience that. Mark Nepo says this beautifully. He says, let's see here. Robert, can we have the slide, the Mark Nepo slide, please? Mark Nepo says, slow your thoughts to the pace of cracks widening. Slow your heart to the pace of the earth soaking up rain. Wait for the freshness of the beginning to greet you. Just feel that. I'm going to read it again. Slow your thoughts to the pace of cracks widening. Slow your heart to the pace of the earth soaking up rain, and wait for the freshness of the beginning to greet you. Let's pray. So as we just take a deep breath and we allow ourselves to steep in the presence, to notice the stillness, to recognize the vastness of all that is, and know that there is nothing else from which we could be made and nothing else to inform what we do. There is no wrong way to do our life. But listening deeply for the inspiration and allowing our brain to work in concert with our heart, allowing our intellect to work in concert with our intuition, is to first listen and then create a plan. So we listen deeply. Right now, we say yes to the attunement of our acute hearing to that still small voice as the thing we hear the most loudly. To the same energy that hung the moon and the stars and causes the rhythms of the ocean to flow in perfect time. That is the same power that feeds us. That is the same wisdom that lives, breathes, and moves through and as us. And that is the stream into which we choose to step. So I know that this time is blessed. This great pause that we are all in now is blessed. And that we actually step deeper and we go higher at the same time, recognizing that we are here on purpose. We are part of the unfoldment of the divine in this life, in this world, and we have a critical role to play. And we listen deeply to learn what is my next best step. And we just allow that to be our path for the remainder of the week and in the months to come. I am so grateful that we are always sourced and resourced, and we are always equipped. And we are never, ever alone. And so with a heart full of gratitude for all that is, for this community, for life itself, I just say, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Reverend Kathy. That was powerful, powerful.
Thank you.
I love that exercise about the visualization versus the emotions. It really is very powerful. Okay, we are moving into our offertory, and we are so grateful for everyone's support of CSL Denver, whether it's in time, treasure, or talent, and especially during this time of change. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are a returning community participant, we want to thank you for your continuing financial support of the important work we are striving to provide. Right now, there are many ways you can support Center for Spiritual Living Denver with contributions. With a credit card, you can use your cell phone or device to send a text. You can text to 844-454-0918. The number is running across the bottom of the screen. And then you can type the word give and the dollar amount you would like to offer. For example, if you would like to give $10, you would text give 10. As always, you can also go to our website, www.csldenver.org. There you will see a donate button in the lower right-hand corner, and you would just enter your credit card information. Or if you would prefer to mail an offering, you can mail it to CSL Denver, P.O. Box 300416, Denver, Colorado 80203. And as we've mentioned before in previous Sundays, we are now set up with King Soopers and with Amazon Smile, where many of you and us shop. Simply link your account to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. I think on Amazon, it's Denver Center for Spiritual Living, but you'll find us. And when you conduct your normal shopping, a percentage of all proceeds will come to our center. Email us if you would like more information on this option or are having trouble getting signed up. Finally, we are so blessed to have you as a member of our community and as a guest. We would just love to see you when we can get back together in person. Know that showing up and being with us in spirit and in body provides us such a gift, and so much that this too fills our hearts, our souls, and the entire center as we join in community as one. So repeat with me our usual affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. And now back to Freddie. Thank you.
We have the wisdom, we have the power, we can move mountains, we can change the world. We have the wisdom, we have the power, we can move mountains, change the world.
Thank you again, Freddie. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful music. So, do you have a few extra hours on your hands right now? Do you think that you have talent and or time that you would like to share with Center for Spiritual Living Denver in some way? We are looking for volunteers to help support CSL Denver in areas such as web design, treasury, things like that. And hopefully at some point in time when we get back together in person, we've got some hospitality positions and all of that. So if you're interested, please email us at info@csldenver.org and let us know. Thank you. And in these changing times, the CSL Denver Board would like to extend a helping hand where we can. If any of our congregants are in need of help or support, we are ready to help where we can. Please send an email labeled confidential to info@csldenver.org and let us know how we can be of assistance, and someone will reach out to you. And as I mentioned before, we will be having a virtual fellowship via Zoom right after service today. You will need to have Zoom downloaded onto your computer or onto your iPad. And then you will need to RSVP by emailing info@csldenver.org, and you will be sent an invitation by email. Or, like I said before, you can hook onto the link that you received in previous weeks. We would love for you to join us. We've had some great conversations and time just catching up and getting to see everybody's beloved face and giving virtual hugs. And also, please know that our practitioners are available for prayer work with you. We would love to pray with you. Our names and phone numbers are on our website at csldenver.org. And I think that's it for the day. I hope you have a lovely, blessed weekend, even if it may rain here in Denver, but that's okay. And Freddie's going to close us out, and we're going to say goodbye to everybody. And thank you again, Reverend Kathy. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Freddie. We love you all.
Thank you.
Listen to hearts, can't listen to the small voice. To your heart, to your heart, to your heart. It's journey begins with 7 times of uncertainty. Wisdom comes from within, all clarity. You know, when I'm alone, I'm lost. So listen to your heart, to your heart, to your heart.